Alright, so let's have a real talk about this sort of topic. So the game's been out for quite a bit now. There's still quite a few glitches that, the game will have in its lifetime. Old gen had so many glitches that were being patched month after month, so it's safe to assume that we'll do the same with, or expect the same with, this new gen version of the game. However, I wanted to look into something that I don't know, just hasn't sat right with me. The fact that it was announced and then there hasn't been any follow-up. So I wanted to speak about my opinion on it, and obviously you guys' opinion on it, because this is very important. A lot of you see my channel of a safe space to allow your opinions onto the screen, and hopefully someone at the higher up sees this. So the game's great in my opinion, the graphics look great, and content creation has really never been better for the game. Cool. Let's go into the anti-cheat. Alright, no bullshit, the anti-cheat. So they definitely played on our heartstrings with this. So they've mentioned an anti-cheat multiple times in devlogs before New Gen was even released. Back in devlog 27, which was in April of 2024, Double 11 had announced this on the devlog. Updates on in-game bans and anti-cheat system. We continue to make good progress in our detection system for third-party devices. It's important to reiterate that such behavior breaks our terms of service, which every player must abide by to play the game. Our next step is to fight this issue is implementing device bans to make sure the perpetrators are dealt with accordingly, yada yada yada. Moving forward, our focus is on testing and refinement of the detection systems to further enhance its capabilities. We appreciate the community's support in reporting violations and encourage players to continue utilizing the in-game report feature to help us maintain a fair and more enjoyable gaming environment. Let's skip to devblog 37, which was made March 26th, 2025. The question was, will there be an anti-cheat with the new gen version? The answer is yes. We are tracking cheaters at the moment and should have a system online for launch which will enable us to start automatically banning players. In my opinion, I don't think it's working. I don't know if it's online or not, but it isn't working. So for the majority of the time that Double 11 have been managing and dealing with bans, I would very much like to think there's a huge backlog of people that need to be banned and they haven't got around to doing it because it's not done automatically, it's done manually. So if you get beamed by someone 200 meters away and you record that clip and send it to Double 11 saying this person's cheating, that is simply not enough. That guy could well be legit and just hit a 1 in a million shot. However, whether they're cheating or not, that clip alone isn't going to get them dealt with or banned. The ones that get banned are the ones that flex that they're cheating, do it over social media, or they do it over YouTube. So not only do you need like in-game evidence, but you obviously need physical evidence. You need evidence of them having the device in the first place. And because this has been done manually, and Double 11 for Rust consoles specifically isn't a huge team, it's going to take a long time for them to sort of read your report of these sorts of players. I mean, I done one in 2022. I don't really care if he got banned or not because it was just a couple of clips that I sent them. This was back in 2022 and they didn't read it till about 2024, I think. So it took 2 years for them to just look at the report that I made, which sort of tells you like how behind they may be in the banning of these cheaters or the reports. So I'm not doubting that every single player that has been reported as cheating. That's just not the case. There's plenty of legit people that have been reported to them, but on the other side of the coin, again, there's a lot of people that are cheating that are being reported. And I'm guessing they have, heard the cries of the community and they're setting up this automatic detection system, which they made public in April 2024. All well and good, that's cool. Really nice to see that, we have a bit of insight, because we're not going to get the in-depth detail of how an anti-cheat works, because that just defeats the point of an anti-cheat, right? The people that are cheating like Krona Zen and Zim, they'll just make bypasses for this, and they can well do that even when the anti-cheat is in effect. But there's a lot of people, rightly in my opinion, complaining about this. So over on Reddit, the anti-cheat is useless. So the game has been out for a couple of weeks now and the anti-cheat still doesn't seem to work. Most people I play with are still using mouse and keyboard from old gen and nothing has happened to them. If someone from Rust console team sees this, just add aim assist or make the guns have PC recall. Sick of every gunfight I get into being unfair and one-sided, especially after grinding hours just to lose to some loser who has to cheat to win. I very much agree with this statement made by traditional air here, because there's a lot of people that cheat, still a lot of people that are cheating right now. This is obviously, again, not me crying or anything, just stating the facts. And what they've added here is aim assist. So aim assist was in the game but was never fully in effect. It was then taken out by Double 11, and so we just have, you know, the recoil as it is, being the S. And the other section, or the thing he mentioned, was make the guns have PC recoil. Again, something I've been sort of advocate for. I like the recoil we have now, but if nothing can change, then, you know, you have to level the playing field between legit players and cheaters and have that sort of recoil. Otherwise, yeah, you're just going to get more people cheating, which then reflects badly on Double 11 and the game, because the reputation it has over on PC isn't that great. The game looks good, but a load of people are just like, you know, yeah, a lot of people are cheating on that game, fuck that. And PC isn't innocent by any stretch of the imagination. PC's awful, but that's the reputation, basically my point is. That's the reputation Rust Console has over on the PC side of the community, that, you know, again, there's just a load of cheaters. The only difference is that there is somewhat of an automatic anti-cheat over on the PC, whereas console we don't have that. There's a funny comment here by Thumbs OP. Came back to see if the anti-cheat worked. It doesn't. Deleted the game. I can imagine that's a lot of people's reaction to the anti-cheat not being somewhat in effect in the game. Okay, so let's fast forward to the new gen release of this game. So you've seen a screenshot countless times of Double 11 saying this, covering this Q&A basically. So the question is, will there be an anti-cheat with the new gen version? The answer is yes. We are tracking cheaters at the moment and should have a system online for launch which will enable us to start automatically banning players. So for the majority of people reading this, they will think, great, we'll have an automatic detection system that will ban cheaters. This is brilliant. This is great. However, for people maybe like myself that has to kind of deep pick everything Double 11 does, so I can like inform on these videos, there is one key word that you should take note of, and that is should. Should doesn't specifically 100% confirm it. It just says they are working towards that, and they're working as if it should happen, but there's room for no, it's not going to happen. And a lot of time with just companies in general, yeah, like 80 to 90% of the time, that little it might not probably happen, that's the 100% of basically what it is. So it's a bit sneaky, and I guess I don't really agree with it. I agree that they're working on a detection system, they want to bring it out, that's fine, but they've dealt this card of, yes, we'll have a tracking system for these cheaters on the new gen version, because it makes players like myself, like legit players, feel safe, and it then further advertises the game that it's going to be better than the old gen version. But I see a lot of people reporting players they are getting banned. That's good, but that's not the point of an automatic detection system. You shouldn't need people to report it, or do you? See, this is the thing. Obviously, we won't know the ins and outs. Maybe if you report it, then the automatic detection system will then, you know, gather data surrounding that report. I'm not too sure. Or does it automatically detect someone's cheating and ban them off rip, meaning that you don't need to report someone, it just gets dealt with automatically? I'm not too sure, but this is what it says. It says should have a system online for launch which will enable us to start automatically banning players. Basically, yeah, we might not have one at this moment in time. It doesn't seem like we have one, and it's not looking good. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look good when you say you're gonna have something on launch of a game and it's not there. But hey ho, maybe we'll get something in the future. Is something that is a very, very big issue with all games, but specifically Rust Console. It's been an issue since the game came out in 2021, and still we are yet to see a working anti-cheat for the game. As of late, there's not much to cover in terms of what Double 11 have put out. They recently started a TikTok channel, which is something that they probably should have started, you know, years ago, but here we are. And also on their Twitter, they have just literally been throwing those skins down our throats for us to purchase. So they're going all in with wanting to get as much money as possible. What do you guys think? what do you think about the anti-cheat on this game? Do you think they shouldn't have said that an anti-cheat was coming to the game because it's not been delivered? What's the point in announcing something you can't deliver? Or do you think it was the right decision to allow players to feel a bit safe that an anti-cheat may come? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Or do you disagree? Let's have a conversation. Subscribe if you're new around here. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. And as always, take care. See you in the next one.